What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful day. And this will be another weather forecast on the potential for the polar vortex that will break in the Arctic Circle and make its way down to the United States. So chances keep increasing. Models even getting even more intense. We're looking at negative digits here, all the way down to portions of the Ohio Valley, the plains, and looking at very cold temperatures as far down as the southeast by most likely the last week of January. That's when we will most likely see this polar vortex here. We're looking at the details, exactly when will it come down to the United States, who can get affected the most, and exactly who will get the coldest temperature in the United States. I mean, look at these temperatures. This is actually an actual image of what we can be seeing in Canada for the polar vortex, up to negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit sustained here. This is not like wind chill. That is real-time temperatures without wind chill. So we're talking extremely cold temperatures to go down to the Midwest, as well Ohio Valley, Northeast, all the way down to the southeastern United States here by the last week of January. But we can start to see the effects by next week here from this potential polar vortex here. So basically, if you don't know what a polar vortex is, I'll explain it later in the video. And if you want all the details on this, be sure to watch the whole video here. And I do apologize if I'm wearing this type of clothes. I'm about to go to play tennis right now for the high school. So yeah, but let's go ahead and take a look now at the what we're gonna be seeing in this video here. So let's go and take a look now at the AO status right now. So the AO stands for Arctic Oscillation. So basically, the Arctic Oscillation is basically looking at whether it's positive or negative. Let me just give you a quick recap. A negative Arctic oscillation means cold temperatures in the eastern United States and eastern Canada, but very warm temperatures in the western United States and the Pacific. So we're talking, if it's a negative Arctic oscillation, this could help support the polar vortex. If it's a positive Arctic oscillation, it's most likely to include the polar vortex to go more west than expected. But right now, let's see, this is January 21st and this is January 26th. So we're kind of talking between the 21st and 26th is when we start to see that polar vortex start to break up, because this polar vortex, the whole thing is not coming down the United States. It's only a portion of it. It splits up here. The very warm temperatures in the Arctic Circle that we're going to start seeing very soon will help break that polar vortex, and the southern half will come down to the United States because that warm air is pushing it down, and that's where we're seeing that negative Arctic oscillation all the way up to the end of January. So this is possibly February 1st most likely. So we're talking the rest of the month will be a negative Arctic oscillation, which will help support the potential for this polar vortex to go in the eastern United States and central United States. As you see, another model as well includes it's not getting to a positive kind of borderline Arctic oscillation to most likely the first week of February. So we're really talking, this is very likely we're possibly going to keep looking at a negative Arctic oscillation. And this negative Arctic oscillation has been occurring throughout the whole month, which explains the big snowstorm we just saw in the southeast 2 days ago. That explains that, because the cold air was there to help support that. And I do apologize. My dog's making a lot of noise right now. Hey, Toby. My dog's making a lot of noise right now, but I do apologize if you hear that. But here's going to be a look now of the we're going to be seeing. So there you see that Arctic Circle right there. Actually, sorry, the Arctic Circle is right here, that North Pole. Not the actual North Pole Christmas stuff. It's just the poles. You got the North Pole, the South Pole, which is Antarctica. So we're missing that North Pole. There's usually where you see the Arctic Circle, which is where you see the usually the polar vortex. It kind of stays in a little cycle. However, the thing is, with this, we're going to start seeing a very big high pressure with very warm temperatures developing on the east and to the west of that polar vortex, which is that cold low pressure. However, that warm air is going to split this in half and allow for that southern part of that polar vortex to go down the United States there. This is January 22nd. There you see that there's that big low pressure. That's where you'll be seeing negative 30, negative 40 degrees. But down here, you could possibly see well below freezing temperatures, up to 20 to 25 degrees below average in these areas in the United States. And the averages there are cold enough. We're talking negative 20, maybe negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit, not wind chill, for the upper Midwest here. So we're talking tundra-like cold here. Not going to be fun at all. And there you see starts to move more to the east. Now going to start including the northeast. But look at that. that rock hard cold low pressure is right over the United States and Canada borders. So if you're in Duluth, if you're in the upper Midwest, we're talking negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit is possible because look how close it gets to the United States. I mean, that is the actual polar vortex. It's the main part of it. But there you see that northern tips there, but it's only the southern part that actually gets there. But there you see that warm air in the Arctic Circle makes that cold air rush south. I mean, it can't stay there. The big high pressure is blocking it from staying in the Arctic Circle, so it has to go south, which includes the United States. I mean, we are talking very cold temperatures, and then stay around right there in southern Canada. So we're talking long-term cold temperatures for around a week span, or maybe even a week half span for these areas, and that was the GFS. I believe this now the European here. European, there you see they have it a lot stronger, that colder low pressure. There you see that warm air between the whole cold air. It's going to split it, of course, and make that cold air rush southward. So more to the northeast, we're talking a few degrees below average there. So it's not going to be historic, but it's going to be deadly cold or deadly chilly or deadly cold, not chilly, deadly cold for some people. There you see that cold air splits now the whole upper northeastern United States there and Midwest, that whole region there. And it's going to bring very cold air for the upper Great Lakes, very cold air for the northeast, even some cold air down the southeast, even though it's not the worst of it there. However, this could support snowstorms. This could support very large snowstorms. So if there's any low pressure moving the area with a lot of moisture from the Gulf, for example, there's going to be a snowstorm to form, I guess you could say that. So here's looking now at the GFS here on the actual two temperature anomaly here. And this is what we have on January 21st. There you see that Arctic Circle right there. Really the east and southern part, or sorry, the west and southern tips kind of cold. But there you see the northern tip there, very warm. That's what's going to help rush that cold to the south. So this is January 21st. And there you see that warm air overtakes there. Very warm air northwest and very warm air east. So that's going to break this whole thing just in half. And there you see that southern part really rushes down the United States. Oops, I don't want to do that. Rush into the United States while the other part goes northwest. The other part goes southeast. So it's going to split into two somewhat. There you see this whole Arctic Circle is going to be super duper warm. We're talking 20 degrees above average. The warmer the Arctic Circle is, the better the chance for that cold air to move in the United States. And there you see, boom, it blows up the Pacific Northwest on January 26th. But it's not done there. Look at that. Boom, rushes the cold air. January 28th, still at a negative Arctic oscillation at that point. And then it continues to move more into the United States. We're talking 20 to 25 degrees below average for areas that averages are already below freezing. So we're talking negative digits here. Here's a more detailed look. So this is January 22nd. There you see that very cold air kind of remaining north of the border there with the United States. Or sorry, with Canada. But then things really become very cold. Not just for the Pacific Northwest and the Midwest. We're talking as well as the Southeast could get a taste of that cold air here. Looking at maybe temperatures to not get above freezing. There you see, it looks like it's going to be more of a western system, but watch, there it rushes in because look, it's going to go west because this warm air here is pushing it that way. But again, we still have that very warm air near Alaska, so that's going to push it back east. So it's getting tossed around that polar vortex. So that's why these areas in the upper Midwest can get that cold air for a while because you're going to be very close to that actual low for a long time. It's going to go east, it's going to go west, it's going to go back south. So we're talking big time temperatures there. I mean, look at that. Rushes in the United States. They're very, very cold, and it's going to go all the way down to the southeast. So if we have any low pressure, anything snow, or any moisture going up this way, we're talking snowstorms and very large ones because it's going to be so widespread area that is below freezing. Here's now another look at the European here. So there you see there's that Arctic Circle, half warm, half cold. Of course, there you see that very warm air to the northwest and northeast. And that's going to be that's going to allow it to actually split up here. Oh, sorry, this is actually the GFS. And there you see, look at that. Goes straight down. I mean, it gets absolutely just kicked out of the Arctic Circle. So it has to move south. There you see, very cold temperatures are right for the southeast and Ohio and just the eastern United States in general. And look at that. Very cold air all the way to the East Atlantic coast. And look at that. Very, very cold temperature. We're talking 20 degrees below average for some of these areas here. Look at that, now getting up to now 25.3 degrees below average there. I mean, very, very cold. But look how warm the Arctic Circle got. The warmer, the better for cold air in the United States. But look, it's going to go west, but this whole big high pressure is going to push it back south. And you're able to watch that. This is the 25th. And look, that warmer just kicks that cold air out back south, and it's going to bring in up to 27, almost 28 degrees below average in the actual United States. Look at Minnesota, Wisconsin. You guys may see negative 35 degrees. I mean, it's not going to be historic, but it's still going to bring in deadly cold. I mean, we're talking we're talking frostbite, and these temperatures right here, 5 or less minutes. If you're right here, you're possibly see maybe 2 minutes if you get if you're there 2 minutes exposed, you may get frostbite, and maybe there may be wind as well. So I mean, we're talking big time temperatures. I mean, this is like very, very cold. There you see that what that cold air in general is going to be near the Arctic Circle. We're talking negative 38 degrees Fahrenheit across these areas here. Obviously, that's not going to happen in the United States unless it moves more south. I mean, we may see negative 30 for the United States, but once you get past negative 30, that's when you may push it. But if you're right in the border near International Falls in Minnesota, that's where you could possibly see negative 35 degrees Fahrenheit. But if we continue to move on, like that, by Friday the 22nd, this thing barely moves south. Already seeing negative 25, negative 26 degrees there in upper Wisconsin and Minnesota. Seeing already negative digits near Chicago, Des Moines. But the worst is yet to come. Look, negative 42 degrees Fahrenheit across areas like Alberta. I mean, we are talking big, widespread areas that can get the extreme cold. It is not chill out here. Now getting negative 30 degrees there near International Falls, negative 31 just to the north. And then at negative 6 degrees for Minneapolis, negative 10 near Yellowstone National Park. And this continues to now go more west. However, it's not done here. It goes more southward, and we are talking up to negative 22 there for Minneapolis. And we move a little bit more. Let's go that way. Look at that. Let's look at those temperatures real quick. Look at that. Negative 28 there near International Falls. Negative 23 there for Madison, Wisconsin. So this is not just the border with Canada. We're going all the way down to like Chicago, may see negative 10 degrees. Up there in the upper Midwest, I mean, this is not done. All of this is going to go more and more south. So we may see negative digits as far south as Kentucky, Missouri. I mean, it's a possibility. And last but not least, we'll be checking the real-time temperatures for the actual United States, not just Canada. So this is what we're seeing. The 17th, you're seeing that normal cold temperatures, some teens there, nothing out of the ordinary. But then those temperatures, there you see that Arctic polar blast now making its way. Oops, I don't want to show the OBS. That's making its way. And look at that. We're going to be seeing a big-time warm-up for the South Central. This is going to be a good example. Look, 62 degrees there. Very, very warm. But watch, it's going to really change. Look at that. Alright, rapidly changing. Those areas that just got 60s, now in the mid-30s, lower 30s. But look at that. We're seeing up to 21 degrees there in Georgia already, and the worst has yet to come. It stops here, but look at all this. Has to still come down here. Negative 11 there in Wisconsin. We're talking 28. We're talking below freezing temperatures all the way down to the Gulf Coast. So is there a chance that a Benji-like snowstorm or Lana-like snowstorm like we just saw 2 days ago that bring in deep snow to the south? Is that possible with this? Absolutely. Is there a big-time snowstorm blizzard likely in the eastern United States with this? Big time. I mean, this polar vortex is, they cause big snowstorms. And with this one going east, south, west, blah, 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 all around the United States, that cold air, especially in the Midwest, will last there for up to maybe a week to 2 weeks. So there are going to be plenty of snowstorms for the Midwest, but are we talking a northeast snowstorm? Are we talking Ohio Valley, southeast, south central? Definitely something to keep in mind here. But again, still very far out. However, even though it's far out, possibilities and chances have increased. And we'll have to keep a look out of this. It's going to be, no matter what, very cold with this. Very cold. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye, guys.